Hey there, guys. Well, let's take a look at Faith. We haven't watched her in a while, and she is still in delusion land. And the way she treats and talks to her parents, it's not changed. Let's jump into it.
We all lived with our parents. At one point, we all,
Grow up and like
rebelled, and I don't like my parents. I can't wait to move out. But when you're there 24/7 and you can't just live on your own and you can't just go out and do what you want to do, it brings a whole different scenario and outlook, a different outlook.
I haven't had the privilege of the typical like teenager things or young adult things of like going to parties or like having a big group of friends and like doing all these things, and it's just like people forget and they're like, oh, you're on live all the time. And I'm like, yeah, because one, it's fun for me because I don't get a lot of interaction because I live in a small town.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of people that I can relate to, if at all. And two, I just feel like people tend to forget that I have feelings of like, hey, like this is hard. Like grief is a crazy thing. I wasn't supposed to be like this. I wasn't supposed to be disabled. So every single day I am grieving something that I could have had. And people don't realize that.
Absolutely.
So.
And I think it's crazy too because some people weren't born with it, and then their life can change in a snap of a second. They get into a car accident, and then they understand. They understand. But when you truly haven't dealt with it, you don't understand how isolating it is. You don't understand how lonely it is.
And like people, no offense to anyone or to you, but honestly, with all due respect, you're a great person, but I don't think you could last a day. I really don't.
And that's not a bad, your feelings are so valid. That is so valid to feel. It is so true. We look at it from your perspective, but people don't always understand, like,
and that's not meant to be offensive. It's just a fact. If you lost your abilities tomorrow, you'd be like, "What? Oh fuck! What do I do?"
Depressed, very depressed. I mean, I can't even imagine how isolating it is. And like I said, as much as you are thankful for your parents, you're still entitled to have your feels of they're annoying or whatever, because you're there 24/7 with them. You can't just get up and go.
Things can be true at the same time, and I can't just be like, hey, I'm leaving, going around the block, because that, one, is really dangerous. Two,
thank you for the heart.
They won't get past the danger part. And three, they're very controlling people.
Yeah.
So
protective, I think. I think it's like a protective.
Yeah, overbearing, protective.
Which I get.
Yeah, of course. But I also know that it's really, really, because one day, not if or when, one day they are going to pass away. And I'm not going to know what to do or how to do things because I was never given that opportunity. And I'm scared. Not going to lie.
Well, of course,
Like I'm hella scared. Like I'm so scared. And like someone made a comment of like, actually, Beetlejuice, yeah, I am entitled to be rude because in the moment, that's the only thing I can do. My mouth is the only thing I can do to express my feelings. So if I'm rude, if I call my mom a swear word, if I'm hooting and hollering and being wild and doing what I do and all of that, and it hurts people, yeah, I'm going to apologize after, of course.
Right.
But my mouth is the only thing that I have when I don't feel seen and heard, because I have to fight back, and fighting back to people that can walk is just like walking away or going into your car or going to Starbucks and leaving for 2 hours.
You know what
With
it is?
me, if I don't, what's up?
Your mouth is the only form of control that you have.
Thank you.
You don't have control. Your control is voicing. So, and you know what? We all say things that we don't mean to everyone in the heat of the moment.
Mean more than others.
But that's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person. You can still be rude by, like, you know, like in the heat of the moment, but apologize. Yeah. You have valid feelings. Some of us don't think before we speak. A lot of us in the heats of moments don't think before we speak. It doesn't make you a crappy person, but you're feeling at the moment, and that's your control.
Like, oh my God, I feel backed into a corner. So now I'm going to freak out because that's the only thing that I feel like I know how to do.
Well, with the amount of hate that you get, I mean, I can't imagine sitting here being like, thank you for calling me this, or thank you for saying that to me.
And it's not even hate, it's my own, it's also that, but it's also my family of like, they're incredible caregivers, but in terms of delivery and like how I feel, I just, that there's a disconnect there.
You don't feel seen or heard or...
No, I don't. And I will, and like everyone I know is like, how is it that you can be so kind and so calm on TikTok, but not in your own house? And I'm like, well, people don't belittle me. They don't call me out unless I'm doing something really, really, really fucked up. Mm-hmm. And they validate my feelings. Not everything is right. Not everything is great that I do or say, but at least I feel respected.
Exactly.
And that's the biggest thing. If you come at me with respect, no matter what you've done, whether you're Diva, Dalton, whoever, if you come at me with respect, then I'll respect you too. Doesn't matter how much you've hurt me. If you come with respect and you're like, hey, like, look, we've had our issues and we have disagreed and I don't like you, you don't like me, but I just want to come to you and be like, hey, you're a human being and I'm sorry. The I'm sorry may not be given, but what could be given is the fact that, like, you're human, I'm human, we're all hurt, we're all angry. Let's just move on and leave each other alone.
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah. Someone said she wants to do things that they know she is not capable of doing. So, I don't know what that means, baby girl. Are you saying
who's that they? Who's the they?
She said she wants to do things that they know she is not capable of doing. So are you saying like, and I'm just trying to understand, baby girl, I'm not getting mad. Are you trying to say like Faith wants to do things that she thinks
that I'm not capable of?
Parents,
I'm just trying to figure out who the they is.
It's hard to raise a special needs child. Absolutely. And I haven't been through it, but I imagine, it's very hard. Absolutely. However, she still has feelings too. So, and I get it. Both sides of I'm sure both sides of
But you have to understand, guys, it's not just, I woke up and was like, oh my God, I'm going to make my parents' lives a living hell. This has been built up for the past 28 years.
And it's a learning curve every day. It's a learning curve for you and your parents every day.
Yeah. And the sad reality is, and this is the reality for every disabled person, I don't care who you are, in my opinion, this is the reality for me. And from the people I've spoken to that can hold a conversation with me, that are not cognitively delayed, that I don't have to speak to their parents, and just then, they've said, hey Faith, I am going to have to be in a facility somewhere that the state provides. And that's a fucking scary thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't have $80,000 a year.
Right.
To provide adequate housing for myself.
Right.
I don't have that.
Absolutely.
And like, if people understood that I'm not trying to steal money, I'm not trying to be deceitful, I'm not trying to do any of that, I'm just trying to give myself a better life.
Right.
And yeah, the money I was given could have sustained me for 2-3 months. But I'm talking about money that could sustain me for at least a year, 2, 3. And like, you can't do that with a small amount of money.
Right.
You just can't.
Someone said 9 times out of 10, parents don't give their special needs child the benefit of the doubt.
Facts.
Yeah, and I'm sure you know well off. Yeah, I see it every day with kids, just like my son, and they say he will never live on his own. And I think that's it too. I said, someone wrote a comment here that said,
Can we merge comments? Is that possible?
Yeah, I don't know how to. Does anyone know how to do that?
Do we know how to merge comments, or can we not do that yet?
Someone also said she wants to do things she physically can't do, like live alone. She has to have help, and that's understandable.
Wait. I just want to address this real quick. I understand I can't live alone, and I never said I wanted to. I don't want to live alone. That is unsafe. That is physically unsafe, mentally unsafe, emotionally unsafe. All of those things are unsafe. But if I had the proper tool or the proper caregiver, I could live on my own.
Yeah. I think a lot of it too, it could be like a denial thing too. Like, you want so badly to live on your own, you know you can't, but you're gonna keep putting into the universe because maybe one day you can. And I think that's what it is too. So you keep this motivation in your head that this dream in your head that maybe one day I can. And I get it. And I understand her comment on here. Maybe it's not possible. However,
but
it's okay to have those dreams.
But people call me delusional and they call me all these things. And I'm like, great, I might be, but at least I'm keeping myself alive at this point.
And it might be delusional to them, but at the same time, maybe that's what gets you through. Maybe the possibility of maybe eventually I could live on my own. Maybe that strikes something.
And that's the thing. You've always said you wanted to live alone. I do. And that is living alone. If the only person in my place of residence is me and my caregivers do not live with me, then I am living alone. I don't care what you guys say. I will live alone, and that is living alone. Having assistance with something, and then the person leaving is living alone.
Yeah.
Period. Done.
Yeah. Someone wants to come up. I don't know. Oh, hold on. It's one of my friends, Rebel. It's Rebel. I know her. Sorry, Rebel. I was trying to read and...
Yeah, no worries. I was saying I have a special needs son and special needs nephew, and forever, to include my sister, she always said my nephew could never live on his own. He could never take care of himself. And he is 27 years old. He is living in an apartment by himself. He has a nurse come in and do his meds. He has a nurse that comes in and fills his med box, comes in, helps him cook. But he lives on his own. He just has that little bit of help. And I see it all the time with my son. Like, people look at me and have told me, like, how dare you leave him home alone? He's 16 years old, but he is autistic and semi-nonverbal. And sometimes he has seizures every once in a while, but he is home by himself when I'm at work and Dad's at work. He can cook meals for himself. But there are children just like him, and parents, that's why I say 9 times out of 10, the parents are not giving the special needs child the benefit of the doubt. They just don't. And it's sad because more parents should be like, our parents told us.
You see the effort I try to put in. You only see me when I'm on live, so you can't even say that. So try again.
Now, what does it?
No, I'm not.
No, not you.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm not saying you. I'm referring to the fact that I literally have watched so many times people make rude comments and things that are not okay on my part, like about my son or my nephew.
Yes.
And
Yes, I have.
I definitely see that a lot of parents will not give that benefit. You know, when we grew up, we were told we can be anything in the world. And we believed it, and we are normal. And when you get a special needs child, it scares parents into thinking that, you know, you can't give them that.
Why
you
not
can be
start
anything or
trying?
do anything.
Yeah,
And it's
I
a
know.
different, you have to learn differently. My special needs son had to learn how to cook differently than the rest of my children who are not.
And
But he can do it.
yeah. And like for me, like I just trying with specifically with my environment and my parents, it's very difficult for me to, and I think this goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's very difficult for me to respect them because of the way that they see me. Growing up, I had no issues with them. I was a great kid, and I'm still a good kid sometimes. But growing up, I had no issues with them. I said yes to everything they said. And it was great. And I just feel like people need to realize that, like, even me, like, there's so much going on that I need to work through in my head, because despite what people think, I was told at a very late age, at an age where I could like wrap my head around it, that I was different. I wasn't told at like 5 years old. I mean, I was, but I didn't understand it. Like a 5-year-old's like, okay, whatever. Like they sat me down and they were like, oh, you can't stand up. And I was like, okay, so now I'm gonna go prove you wrong. And I went upstairs and I was like, okay, but do you think I can't stand up? I'm gonna try standing up. And I tried it for 3 hours. And I couldn't. And I was like, what the fuck? Like in my 5-year-old head, I was like, what is wrong? Like, I can't do this and I don't know why. Like, and when I found out, and when someone sat me down and was like at 15, like, hey Faith, you're not societally normal. At that point, like, being told that, a part of me, like, that was outgoing, bubbly, didn't give a fuck anymore, that part went away.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you mind me asking a question?
what's up?
Yes.
What is it? What do you have? What is your
Cerebral
disability?
palsy.
Okay. I actually know quite a few people with cerebral palsy. So how severe is your cerebral palsy? Because my actual grandbaby is about to be born, and the mother has cerebral palsy. So this is why I asked, like, how severe?
I'm confused. Are you saying, like, is it genetic, or what are you saying?
Well, so there's different levels. I grew up with a boy. His name is David, and he was the most severe you can get, which obviously you are not. He was bedridden. He was a vegetable.
Yeah.
His whole entire life. He is actually still alive right now.
Oh, wow.
And he is my age, and he is still a vegetable. He will be nothing can ever change that. And my son's ex-girlfriend also has it. Hers is not as severe. She does have walking problems. You can very well see when she walks that.
You can see with mine too.
But she is able to get around, just not as much, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why I was asking how severe.
Oh, yeah. So I used a walker when I was younger. It was barely non-existent because I pushed myself so hard and I had the motivation to do it. Now, to be honest, I've lost it all. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I don't care. Like, since COVID, like, everything in my brain chemistry changed. I know that I have a brain injury, but all of a sudden, when I couldn't go outside for 2 years, I mean, I didn't like going outside a lot anyway. But once that option was completely taken away from me, it was like, oh, well, damn. I can't. This is just going to be how it is for the next 2 years. And I kind of really never got out of that because I learned a lot about myself in those 2 years. And I also got very, very depressed and wanted to unalive all the time in those 2 years. And it was just like, it was, not only was it exhausting and draining, it was also scary because I went from wanting to do everything, wanting to live life, wanting to be this person that had all these big dreams and goals and was achieving them, to a person that ended up in the hospital a couple times for attempting their life.
Okay, so here's my next question, I guess. Why couldn't you go outside? I get not being around people, and I get not being able to go into go into places where there is a crowd of people.
I mean, I went outside. Like, I went outside and, like, got air and, like, saw the sun. But, like, in terms of, like, doing things, I couldn't do them. Like, I couldn't even go to the store like I normally did.
Well, and I get not being able to go to the store, so that would be more along the lines of, secluding yourself because you weren't able to go in those things. But you could still go outside. You could still continue on the path of walking and doing what you could.
And I think it's also, and I'm not gonna lie, this is not an excuse, but when you get depression that heavily, it's very, very difficult and debilitating to get yourself out of bed and be like, okay, let's conquer the day. Let's get shit done. Like, let's enjoy life and just figure stuff out. Because if it were up to me, I wouldn't even be on live. I'd just be in bed, rotting away. Because I have absolutely no motivation to do anything anymore. Just because of the mental and emotional toll that this has all taken on me. And on top of that, being with my parents that I truly, again, great caregivers, but in terms of a mental understanding of what I emotionally and mentally need, it's just not there.
Now, Faith, do you take, and I know this is personal, but do you take
I take meds.
Depression?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Meds. And then do you like have therapy and stuff too?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah. I have therapy occasionally. One thing that I'm trying to get over is the fact that I feel like therapy, let me just put it in the most layman terms I can. Therapy can't fix my body. I have to fix myself, so I don't believe in therapy.
Yeah, but like more for the mental aspect of it.
I was going to say, you keep talking about being depressed and that these are the reasons. And sorry, I am a very outspoken, very blunt person. I don't know how to sugarcoat things I say. So no, do not take anything of how I say it as offense to you. No. I just don't know how to sugarcoat anything.
No.
You keep talking about being depressed, and that's the reason that you can't do the things that you want to do. But you don't believe in therapy. So the only way to get your mind better is, I don't believe in medication. So I don't believe you taking depression medication is going to help you. I think you need to get over the feelings, and you have to work towards that. And therapy is a good way to work towards that.
Yeah.
But like I said, don't take this in the offense. It is an excuse. It is an excuse to not do things. COVID is an excuse to be secluding and inside and not have to work on walking, because you could have still been outside. You could have wore a mask. You could have not been around a lot of people, but had a friend come over or somebody come over and walk the block. My mom was going through really bad cancer treatments for the third time during COVID, and she could not be around people. She was on chemo. It was too much of a risk. But in order for her to keep her spirits up and to continue going, she had a friend who came over, and they masked up and they walked around the block multiple times a day, and just to keep going. So if you truly want to better yourself, you will truly make yourself better.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think the best thing that I can tell you with that is that, again, I mean, you view it as an excuse. In some cases, depending on the day, it may be. But truly, I feel as though, regardless of what people say, regardless of what people think, a part of me died that day. Especially when I found out that the only reason I'm like this is because of malpractice. Not because of anything else. Just a human error. And my whole life trajectory is changed for the rest of my life. And grief doesn't end. It doesn't stop. And I think it comes in waves, and some days are better than others. And all I'm trying to say is, I can go do those things. Yes, I can. And I will do those things once I figure out the best way that I can do them. Because I don't like doing things alone. And even now that COVID's died down a lot, I don't have... Yeah, I can go to a day program for 4 hours. Yeah, I can. And not gonna lie, I'm very nervous to do that. But I have to get myself through that door. But until I can find a group of people, and until I get comfortable to the point where I can start trusting people again, nothing's gonna happen with that. And that's just the honest truth. I can't just make myself go do things.
You're the only person that can make yourself go do things. You're the only person
right now with the mental state and the environmental factors around me, I can't make myself go do things. I just can't. I can't. And also, I don't want to, because it drains me so much to try and justify.
There it is.
Not only to my parents.
That's the key word. You don't want to. You have to want to do better. Just like an addict.
I want to do better. I do.
But you just said you didn't want to.
I don't want to push it to the absolute limit like I did when I was younger, because I know myself now. Now I know that I cannot, like I've given the example. It's a lot easier for me to speak to people on here. Granted, do I always agree with what people say? Absolutely not. But it's a lot easier for me to be calm and respectful and encouraging to people and kind to people, because I still feel heard. The minute this camera turns off, it's not so much even the desire in myself to do things, because I still have that. That desire and that goal and that spark is a small little spark, but it's still there, and I can tap into it.
So it's easy to tell your story on here and talk to people on here and all the different things, because none of these people are with you every day. None of these people see you every day. They don't live your life. They don't live in your household. They're not seeing your whole entire life so you can tell a story on TikTok to people that live in North Carolina, Mississippi,
But
Washington, Georgia.
What I will say to that is it's not a story. Like, it's not something that I'm saying for views or something. This is just my genuine life. Like, this is my life. The reason that I can come on here and be respectful to you, Mama Holla, all these people in the chat, is because I simply can feel like I'm treated like a human being. The minute this camera turns off, I don't tend to enjoy.
So when I say you can come on here and tell a story, everybody's story has more than just one person. So you're telling your story, and you've mentioned your parents multiple times. So you're telling your side of that story, right? Mm-hmm. Your parents are not on here telling their side of that story, which is the reason I say story. It's not that it's I'm not saying you're lying.
Completely different though.
But I'm not saying, I'm just explaining to you that I'm not saying story as in you're lying or saying how you're feeling is not how you feel. That's not what I mean when I say you can come on here and tell a story. It's you can come on here and talk to all of us because we don't know you. So you're not with us daily. It doesn't matter
if you know me or not. If you know me or not, that doesn't matter because at least the people I associate with, I'm not talking about the people that stream me or the people that just like to hate and bully and do all these things. I'm not talking about them, but I'm talking about you. I'm talking about a handful of people in this chat to where it's a lot easier and you get more bees with honey than you do vinegar. And it's a lot easier to be respectful and to be kind and to express how I really feel and express what I want to do in life because I feel respected. That's it. I don't feel respected when I turn off this camera. I don't. No matter what I do, there's a level of, just because I get angry and cuss my parents out, it doesn't mean that I don't deserve to be treated like a person. That's all I'm saying. I know they don't live with me, but there's a difference between living with someone and having the ability to treat them with kindness and talking to them like an adult. And I don't feel that way when I go home. When I go home, I'm very scared to be home because I just want to stay in my room and retreat and not be around them because everything I've ever said is always like, oh, Faith, that's not safe, that's not this, that's not that, that's dangerous, that's not okay. And in reality, let's say I went out and let's say I wanted to go to Austin on a Greyhound. I would be yelled at and be told I cannot do that because that is dangerous. I'm 28 years old, I'm 2 years away from 30, and I don't care anymore if they think it's dangerous or not. I don't, because I'm 28 and I'm not going to be able to live my life when they die, and I'm not going to know what to do. There's a difference between being respected and being talked to correctly and living with someone. Yes, there is a big difference. But just because you don't live with me doesn't mean that you can't be kind. And that's the difference. It doesn't matter if you live with me or not.
I do want, I think Greyhound is probably your worst thing that you can use as a example because first off, Greyhound does not have handicap capabilities.
They do.
And they do not. I've rode Greyhound many times. They do not have a wheelchair access.
Why does it say every time I go on the website, why does it say one wheelchair spot for your wheelchair and one for a
You can put a wheelchair and take it on. They do not have the capability of lifting a wheelchair onto like
They have
like
a
the
lift,
handicap
yes.
buses. They do not have that capability at all. If you can walk onto the Greyhound, you can be in your wheelchair. They do have one single spot to lock in a wheelchair. But I've actually seen multiple people in wheelchairs having to get themselves up the stairs and on the bus.
Yeah.
In order, and their wheelchair up will get brought up by the bus driver.
You're right. The Greyhound is the worst possible option. But also, it's my only option. I can't drive. I cannot sit in the front seat and take a car and drive safely. I cannot do that. Okay? That's my only option to travel anywhere. Unless I want to spend $900 to get from my house in Waco, Texas to another city like Austin or Dallas. So it's not because...
Do your hands work?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to tell you this. I know, well, he's passed away now, but I grew up with him my whole entire life. He was one of my dad's best friend's little brothers. And his name was Wade. He could not drive a vehicle with his feet whatsoever. Everything he did with his vehicle was with his hand. The gas was with his hand. The brake was with his hand. All of the steering, all of the controls for the vehicle was his hands, because his bottom half, he walked with a wheel or walked with a walker. He didn't have control over his legs. They kind of went whatever direction they wanted. He struggled really hard to get his feet to go in a straight line his whole life. And he was probably 80 years old when he passed away.
Yeah.
But you do. So when you say you can't, that there's a lot of I can't. My dad always taught us growing up that can't should never be part of somebody's vocabulary. The only way you're ever going to get out of that mindset of I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, is to take can't out of your vocabulary and throw it in the trash can, light it on fire, and never use that word again. Because you can. You just have to learn those other ways.
Let's be very realistic. Me sitting in the front seat with my vision and my eyesight and my strabismus and my astigmatism is not a safe thing for me to do. This is just a fact. I've talked to my doctor. He even told me I cannot drive safely. This is not just me pulling something out of my ass and making an excuse. Like, I want to do all these things. I want to drive and go out and have a good time and go to a party and hang out with my friend and go for a drive down the highway. I mean, I used to grow up in California. Like, life is a gift. And life is very sacred and very precious to people, especially to me, after trying to unalive quite frequently. And I really do think that there's this disconnect and misunderstanding between not wanting to and not being able. I don't want to do it right now because I don't have 1 ounce of energy to put 100% into it, let alone 5 or 10. And that's because I'm in the environment that I'm in. My parents won't allow caregivers in the house to break up the time. I can't have a caregiver go take me out and go do something. I have to do what they do. And I'm not a angry, disgusted, like life sucks type of person. Actually, if you know me, I'm a very freaking optimistic person. And I love life. And I want to do all these things. And I want to get back to myself. But the longer that I am told that I have to live in a state-run facility for the rest of my life, and I don't get the opportunity to try new things, the more I'm deterred from doing anything that I can do at this moment. And this isn't me trying to be negative. Hey, if I could just make people see, when I say people, I mean, I'll clarify, meaning my family. If I could make my parents see that letting me go, letting me spread my wings and fly isn't so scary, that it's this awful, like, oh my God, she's gonna
But
die.
they can't stop you.
They can though, and they have.
To prove them wrong.
They have
Prove
stopped.
them wrong. No, they cannot stop you. You are an adult. Yep, they can do their best to stop you, but they can't stop you. But guess what's going to happen?
Let me give you an example of what happened to me recently, very recently. So, I was in the nursing home. Well, okay. Hey, Mom, I just have a question for you. If I was to go somewhere that was farther away from you, and you didn't agree with me going, and you didn't want me to go, and you thought it was unsafe.
She does this to her parents all the time. She is on live. She doesn't tell her parents that she's on live. She asks them questions. She has hid her phone before and recorded phone conversation, personal conversations with her parents. It's crazy.
You would do everything in your power to stop me, yes, or deter me from going?
Well, where would you want to go?
No, I'm just asking in
I
general.
need to know where you're going.
I don't,
It's a safe place.
Dallas. Let's just give that as an example.
Okay, so you want to go to a nursing home in Dallas?
No, if I want to go out, like out in Dallas.
Okay, I got confused. You said you wanted to go to a nursing home.
No, I never said nursing home. I
Okay,
said,
start over.
okay, I said, if you and I talked and I was like, hey, I want to go to Dallas and I want to get dinner and I want to come back.
Okay, how are you going to Dallas and who are you going to dinner with?
It doesn't matter. The question is, would you, if you didn't feel comfortable?
Well, I need to know where you're going, honey.
Mom, this isn't a real life scenario. This is hypothetical.
I know, hypothetically, I need to know.
Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, so you're going to Cheesecake Factory. Someone is going to meet you there?
Yeah?
Okay, how are you getting there?
Calling a cab.
Okay. This is about safety, Faith.
So, the answer to that question would be no, correct? If you don't like me doing something, if you are you feel it's unsafe, you would prevent me from going.
Not just me. You, I hope.
No,
You have to evaluate and say,
I have.
how am I going to get there? Who am I going to meet? Somebody that you don't know you're going to meet somewhere. You know how easy it is to take you?
All of that is logical questions for any parent to ask. So I understand why she's asking those questions.
I understand that.
Is this a group of people you're talking to?
Yeah.
I mean, I like to talk to them.
No.
Yeah, you don't want me to?
I don't want
Absolutely.
you to talk to.
So is it it's more of a safety aspect rather than like, I just don't want you going there because I have control.
No,
Yeah,
this is
so-
all about safety because Faith
Right.
is directionally challenged. She can't
Right.
even see when there's a slope.
Yeah.
I mean, she could go off a sidewalk and
But Mom,
trample over.
I'm saying.
I mean, we just had that. We just left today.
I
And you were
understand
getting
that.
in the wrong car.
I understand that. But even then, I'm just saying to you that the question was, if you knew all those questions, and you knew all the answers to those questions, and you knew everything that was going on, would you
Let her go.
let me go? Because
Well, you obviously, Faith, you did. You had two friends that I didn't even know came here and we
Yeah.
dropped you off and you went to a game with them.
no, I'm saying that was in Waco.
Yeah,
That was in Waco.
because if something happened, I
Mom,
could get to you.
no, that's not what I'm saying. You're not listening.
It's about safety. I need to know where you are And who you're
Mom,
meeting
I have
with.
2 phones.
Okay.
As long as you know.
No, because Faith, do you know how easy it is for somebody to disarm you?
That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
Okay, because you don't think about these things.
I do. But Mom.
We're concerned about your safety.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, then you see how difficult that conversation was.
But that's the thing, is that conversation really, she has every good aspect coming for you. She wants to make sure that you are safe. It's not that she's trying to control where you go. She is just making sure. But she didn't say no. She said as long as you had everything safely, your ride was safe, the people you were going with were going, so you were going to be safe because you do have challenges. It is no different than my 16-year-old nonverbal autistic son. If he just was like, I'm going here, no, I want to know how you're getting there, who you're going to be with, because he has special needs. So I can't just let him go off on his own. He'll end up in a predicament that is not going to be safe for him. But if I know who he's going with,
Knew the people, knew exactly where you were going, and
so that one, if a predicament happened, I was able to get there. Because if something happens and my son is 6 hours away, I have no ability to get there quickly.
right.
So
I mean, I mean, I understand the safety part of it, but there comes a time where you hope you raised your kid well enough, and you let them go. And
it doesn't matter. No, that doesn't matter when it comes to disabilities. My son is 16 years old. I know that he can be in an apartment with assisted living nurses, just like my nephew when he becomes an adult. I know that he can do that, but he's never in his life going to be able to live 100% on his
No
own.
one's
And
talking
he knows
about
that.
living. No one's talking about
No,
living.
But Faith, not only that, it's not even for disabled children or adults. This world is ugly, and I've told you a million times that. That is everything she said to you, she's spot on, and I always tell you that. And you gotta stop bringing her into this shit, bro. Because she's being that protective parent, that loving parent. This world is ugly, Faith. Ugly, even for people without disabilities.
Well, and especially more
Very much.
because you're in
And with people with disabilities, it's even more ugly because you don't have the capability of defending yourself.
easy target.
Randomly, I can't box you. Hold on. Can I box you?
Yes, you can do 2 boxes. But everything that your mom just said is very understandable, and it's not controlling at all.
She's just
It
being
is-
a loving mom.
It's safety.
Right. It's safety.
And if you want to be on your own and out of your mom's home, then you have to be the adult about it, and you need to get a hold of different assisted living places.
Oh, trust me.
But she's went through all this. She even went to a nursing home for 30 days and wanted to go back home right away.
Yeah.
The
Because
best
she didn't.
place for her is at home with her parents who genuinely care about her.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But you didn't like it there because
I didn't like
there
it
was
there
more.
because I didn't like it there because I wasn't allowed to leave at
You-
all.
You didn't like it there because there was more rules than there is at home. But
There's rules at home too.
yes, but there was more rules at the nursing home than there is
It's
at
just the
home.
same, honestly. Just the same.
Well, you're able to leave at home and you weren't able to leave there, so they definitely can't be the same.
Well, they are the same if my parents don't want to drive somewhere. So.
No, they're not. You didn't even like the food there. You love your mother's food. You didn't like
Yeah,
nothing there, Faith.
No, I
So
didn't.
stop that.
but
Don't
I'm
say
saying
that they're the same.
they're the same in terms of the rules of like, hey, like do this at this time, do this at this time, do that at that time. Like you can't leave the house unattended. nursing home.
You can't walk, so you can't walk, and you've literally said that you can't walk, or you've given up on trying to walk. So leaving the home without somebody is not just your mom controlling that. It's not just a rule. It's safety. It's you. It's what you can do. I mean, my son can't leave. He can leave the house on his own. He can walk, but he can't talk. He can't communicate with people. So he has no ability to be able to just walk out the door and people know what he's talking.
Yeah, I know. But like everyone's different and everyone has their strengths and their weaknesses. And for me, I have two devices. So I can easily go somewhere. And
you can speak, yeah, but walking on the other hand, how are you going to walk there?
The wheelchair that I'm sitting in right now.
How often do you have a Dial-A-Ride that can come and pick you up?
Yes, I do.
So then you would be able to go a Dial-A-Ride and go to the store.
Yeah.
And from what your mom said, as long as you had a safe way there, which a Dial-A-Ride is a safe way there, and she would have no problem with you going as long as you...
I mean, in the city, yeah. She's right. In the city, of course, she wouldn't have a problem. I'm just saying, if I want to go outside somewhere of the city, that's all I'm asking. That's all I'm saying. I mean, there comes a point where there's got to be a limit to the whole. Like, I need to be in distance of you, you know. There has to be at some point.
Here's the scenario. If you go to Tennessee, I don't even know where you're located at right now, but okay, you're in Texas. So if you jump in a freaking van or however you want to, whatever, Dial-A-Ride and get a Dial-A-Ride to Texas and then get mugged in Texas or fall in Texas, who's going to be in Texas to help you?
You don't think I know how to call 911?
Yeah, but who's going to be able to support you?
Well, even if you have one phone,
not your
two phone, or
mom.
12 phones, you think that if somebody comes and like robs you, beats you up, whatever the case is, you think you're going to be able to use your phone?
They're gonna take your
I think
phone
I can
first.
scream.
Oh,
You
okay.
can, but who's going to come to support you? Who's going to be able to? That is the only thing your mom is concerned about. Is if she can get to you in a timely fashion so that she can be there to support you.
Right.
To help you in whatever the scenario is. Which is understandable. That's why she doesn't. But she's totally willing to let you go out on your own.
Yeah.
And
I'm willing to too.
if you wanted to move to a different city and live in an assisted living home,
Yeah,
you would
that's
have to
the thing
want to
that
be in
she's
that
not-
place.
The different city is something that we're still working on and we're still trying to do. But we'll get that sorted out, hopefully. I hope. So.
But the problem is that mom is...
I'm going to drop. Let respectfully up.
You should be able to put 2 up in the box.
Yeah. Hold on.
It does allow 2. There you go.
Hey, randomly.
How's it going?
No, I was just having a conversation with Mama Holler. This isn't. They're not random. I promise.
My issue is when you say that it's so hard to have conversations with your mom, but we know that's not the case. She literally just said in front of everybody that she wanted to talk with the people that were on the phone. And we know that she had a very long conversation with both Eric and Kay for 5 hours straight. She's willing to have those conversations, Faith. The reason that she's not is when you stream her on live. That's the issue.
Well, then how is she willing to have this conversation? If.
One-on-one with you?
No, I'm talking about, like. Just like. She can talk to me the whole entire time. But, like. It's just. It's really uncomfortable for me to talk to her the way I'm talking to y'all. Just because.
But that's the part that I don't understand, because all that I've seen for the months that I've watched you is you have breakdown and you cry and you get upset on this app because people bully you. Mm-hmm. And who are the first people that you go to when you get off the app? Who are the first people that come in your room when you get upset? Your parents. So why do you trust people on here more than you do your own parents is the part that I don't understand.
Again, like I said to everyone, like I said to Rebel, like I said to Mama Holla, like I said to everyone, there's a difference between living with someone being your parent and being treated with kindness and respect. Yes, my parents care about me. Yes, they give me great care. Yes, they love me. But there are certain things that where they fail, where I have a disconnect with them emotionally and mentally, and being treated with kindness and respect instead of being talked down to.
Okay. Can I interrupt you right there? So when your mom came in the room, the first thing I noticed is you instantly stopped the story you were telling, which meant that you did not want her to hear what you were saying.
No,
and then when you asked her a question, when she literally tried to, and she was being very nice and very respectful, she was trying to answer your question, you just kept pushing and interrupting and saying, no, that's not it. No, that's not it. And you kept disrespecting her by interrupting her when she was trying to ask you. That is definitely disrespect.
No, she's just saying, you need to be safe, you need to be safe, you need to be safe.
She was asking you who you were going with, how you were getting there.
Who I'm going with. This is a fake situation.
Yes, but those are those are the things that are important. Those are the things she needs to know. But you were interrupting her the whole time, which is very disrespectful.
So and I said this in the chat, Faith. I quite literally see it as you trying to paint your mom out as someone that she's not. And I've seen this before in other calls as well, and I've talked to you about this. And you've said that the reasons that you've streamed her on live without telling her before is to show your chat the type of person that she is. Which is, I think, the reason why you don't tell her that she's being streamed on live and allow her to speak.
But she is a doomsday prepper, and so apparently...
Faith, you are her child. Even if you didn't have a disability, I told you before, I'm the same way with my kids. You have to put that out of your head. Seriously. You are her child.
Right here. My 17-year-old normal son right here can tell you the same exact thing. I'd have the same questions for him that she just asked you, and he is very much normal.
There's 3 questions that you probably ask your son. Who are you going with? When are you getting back? And what time are you leaving?
Nope. I asked him more than that. He has to tell me where he's going, who he's going with,
yep,
what they're planning on doing, what time they're going to be home, and he doesn't get to leave. And he doesn't get to leave my house with any other minor child. So an adult has to take him somewhere. I don't care that his friend has a driver's license. He's not allowed to get in their vehicle because I've watched way too many children get in accidents because other children are driving like fools.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he's normal. He has no disability whatsoever. That's why I say your mom asking you how you're getting there, who you're going with, all of those questions.
That's a very normal, those are normal questions.
Faith, let's just admit it. You just wanted her to say no, correct?
What do you mean?
The questions you asked her because of how you were asking her. You ultimately wanted her to say no in front of all these people.
Because she says no to me.
Okay, but that's... I can't even right now.
Faith, she just let Eric and Tay visit
Literally.
your home less than a week ago.
And take you
So
a
why
place.
this idea that they would not take
You're
you
welcome,
somewhere to
Casey.
meet a friend outside of their home that they don't know?
I'm
I don't know
saying
why
for
you believe
me,
that they would be so
if-
against that if
no.
they're welcoming people in their
I'm
home.
not randomly. You're missing what I said. I think you just got here. You're missing what I said. I said if I want to go somewhere, and me as a human, if I want to go somewhere, and it's not in Waco, and it's outside of that, then she would have a problem.
She would, but it is not unrealistic for her. And you are, since I just heard this guy, I've been really, really freaking nice. You are literally unrealistically wanting to do things that you have no capability of doing, and you are
Why do
treating
you
your
say
mom
that?
like
Why do you
you're
say
treating
that,
you're treating your mom like she is some evil person because she wants to make sure where you go
No,
and
that's
how you're
not
getting
evil.
there
She's
is.
not being evil. She's not being evil. What I
You
don't
literally just got done downgrading your mom to being this controlling evil
She
person.
is. She is
She is
controlling.
not. She is just doing what is safe for you.
Wait,
Well,
did you just say that she was
sometimes it's not
evil?
about
Wait,
my
wait.
mom. It's
Wait,
not
did
about
you just
what she
did you just
wants.
say that your mom was evil, Faith?
No, I said she's not evil. She's not a bad person.
I'm really trying, guys.
Okay, the part that I don't like is when you sit up here and you use words like scared when you're at your house, or you say that you're not living life. The part that you don't show on the app is the fact that your parents take you out all the time.
they know.
They take you out to
Everyone
eat several
knows.
times a week. They take
Everyone
you out to
knows
coffee
that,
probably on a
Brandon.
daily
Really?
basis.
Because I can tell you right now, Faith, I have never been in your chat, and from just what you were saying, without knowing all the stuff that's being said in the chat right here where I can see it, of telling me things that I didn't know, I would have thought that your parents were abusive, were controlling, they were locking you in the basement.
In my eyes, the way that they treat me, yes, safety is important. Yes, I care about my safety. I care about my well-being. I care about who I am. I care about the fact that my parents love me. I care about all those things. There's a time
But
to let go of your child, no matter if they're disabled.
No, but you really don't care. And it doesn't even seem like you care about yourself, and you care about the actual needs of your own disability.
What needs?
Because, like I said, if I wouldn't have all these people down here telling
What
me stuff
needs?
in this chat, I would have thought that your parents were evil. But guess what I see?
They're not evil.
The second your mom walked into this room,
Evil.
because everything that you have said has made it out like your parents were these bad people.
They're
and they were
not bad
controlling
people.
you.
They just don't know how to communicate. There's a difference.
They do know how to communicate. Your mom just communicated just fine with you.
I'm
But
gonna
when she
drop.
walked
Let
in the
Eric
room-
come up.
When she walked in that room, you instantly shut your mouth, and you were in the middle of telling a story. You didn't want her to hear the
because she
story.
doesn't understand me. So why do
No,
I
it's
have
because
to,
you didn't want her to hear the.
no.
Excuse
I
me
can-
for
I
saying this.
can be-
Lies that you're
I
trying
tell
to
her-
feed
no.
everybody.
No, I am not telling a lie. First of all, these are my feelings. Feelings are not lies. Everyone
Feelings are not facts. Your
Yes,
mom is not
They are
controlling.
facts.
No, they are not.
Because I live
Feelings?
that every day.
Feelings are not fact. Facts are
Feelings
facts.
are not
Feelings are
facts,
nothing.
But what I deal with every day are facts. Okay? You don't see my mother outside of this live. You don't.
I don't need to see your mother outside the
You
live.
make one
Feelings.
choice based on what she did, out of her whole parenting style, out of everything. That's insane. The fact that
Feelings?
you're not even caring.
Wait,
Feelings
but
are feelings, they're not
Faith,
facts.
I've seen your mother off live. What are you trying to say that she does off live?
What do you mean?
Do you not remember how often we were in calls with your mother in your
You weren't in
house?
calls with her.
Yeah, but she was in the house interacting with you while we were on calls all the time. So
Yeah.
what is it that she does off live that you're trying to insinuate?
What do you mean?
You say that they don't know what she
I-
does
I
off live,
1000%
so what
agree.
does she do off live?
She's a very, very Very.
Can you let Eric up? I don't know how I got up.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Well, Halls can let somebody else up, but she can only have 2 people up.
Yeah, I can't let Eric
I
up,
don't think
so-
anyone wants to come
Hold
up.
on. I'm gonna get out of here. Hold on a second.
But, yeah. But,
Clearly, there's a lot of people in this chat and in your chat that have watched you a lot. I have not. So I am a
my
new
parents
person
are not
coming in
evil,
from
so
the
I don't
outside.
know where you got that. They're not evil. They're just very mentally and emotionally not kind.
Abusive? Not at all. Your parent, again, your feelings are not facts. Your
Okay.
feelings are your feelings. That is what they are, but they are not.
Why are they not at all when you've only seen them once? That's
Listen to me.
insane.
No, because feelings do not make facts. I
It
can
doesn't
feel
matter
something
if they're
that doesn't make it
if
a
they're
fact.
facts to you. It doesn't matter if they're
No.
facts to you. I don't care.
No. That's what you're not understanding. Feelings, just because you feel something, does not make it a fact.
Just
A
because I
fact
feel something
is a
doesn't-
proven scientific fact.
Yes,
It's something that is proven. It's not a
scientific
feeling.
fact that they are not kind all the time. That is insane.
No, it is a feeling that
They are
you
not
have.
kind all the time, just like you are not kind all the time.
I am kind.
All the time.
I am kind.
Okay. Live in your delusion. That's fine.
Faith, wait, Faith.
I am kind.
So you get you get in these arguments with people when they get the assumption that your parents are evil, but do you not realize that that's the picture that you're painting yourself to these people that don't
They're
know
not
your life?
evil.
Yeah,
They're
but
not
I
evil. They're
without
just
you
controlling people.
directly saying that they're evil, when you say stuff like you're scared of being at your house because you used the word scary earlier, that you're not living life, people are going to make the assumption that you're locked up in your room all
I'm
day and that
scared
your parents don't
as in
care.
the sense to speak to them. I'm scared to fully express my emotions and be straightforward. That is what I'm scared of.
You
Because
just
you
said
don't-
your parents were mentally and physically,
No, I said mentally and emotionally.
mentally and emotionally. Okay, again, mentally and emotionally abusive, but
Yes.
they're not.
But
Okay.
wait, Faith.
Because they care about your safety does not make
it's
them
not about
mentally or
caring about my
emotionally abusive.
safety. It's not about caring about my safety. It's not just that. It's the way they speak to me. I can't have a normal conversation like I'm having with y'all with my family.
Bring your
Well, but
mom.
why
in.
is that? Wait,
Girl,
Faith, why
but
is
girl,
that
how
though?
do you act towards them to make them act like that towards you? Do you?
I'm
do
not
you
kind to them. I'm not kind to them either. I'm not kind to them either, but I don't wake up and I'm like, oh, let's make their life difficult. I don't do that, okay? What I do is when they push back and say, oh my God, you're being so unrealistic. This is not something that is normal. Like, you're being stupid. Like, all these things. It's something
If you're
that I'm
being
not going to
stupid
listen
or
to.
making stupid comments or making stupid choices, do you want your parents to look at you and say, "Oh, you're doing so great, Faith.
No,
Everybody gets a medal"?
I don't care what they say. That's the difference. I want to live my life.
But you do care what they say because
Why?
you're on here accusing them of being
Accusing
mentally
them.
abusive
I'm
to
not
you.
accusing them. They are.
You-
in my
No,
eyes.
you are accusing them. You are accusing them
Okay.
because we just
you
witnessed
say
your
you wanted
mom
to
and
let
there was
someone
no
else
mental
out?
abuse there.
Faith, I just need to ask, do you know why your mom is so comprehensive about having these conversations with you?
Why?
Do you not recall the amount of times that you've hidden your phone from her while you're on live with 700 people?
Yes,
And you have personal
because I have.
conversations with her
Because I
without her
don't
knowing?
care.
And then she
I
ends
need
up finding
people to
out,
look at
Faith.
me and tell me that I'm not fucking crazy. Like Miss
Okay,
Rebel.
okay,
is
Faith.
trying to
Hey,
think.
Faith,
I didn't
may
say you're
may
crazy.
I say something? May I say something, please?
What's up?
You say that a lot of people don't understand where you're coming from because you have disabilities. Well, I want to say I am coming from someone that does have disabilities. I have a child with disabilities. So I'm coming from a child, a mother, and a caregiver perspective. And I can tell you, your parents want you to succeed in life, but the way you want to go about it isn't the way to succeed. And you might think you are sharing your story. I'm on the phone, honey, hold on. But you are using trigger words to get reactions out of people. And
I'm
in the
not
process,
trying to get
you are, by saying you are scared, by using certain words like emotionally and verbally abusive,
Well, that's
you
not,
are triggering
that's
people.
not false. Not
Faith,
false, Red. That's not false at all.
I didn't say whether it was true or false. I'm just saying you are using trigger words and you don't understand why people react the way they do.
I'm just
I think
calling it
you
what
are
it is.
very
How am
you
I
are
supposed-
very lucky to have a mother that cares about you so fiercely.
Yeah.
And you might think she's holding you back from life, but I think the big thing you need to come to grips with is you need to have, and this is a psychological term, radical acceptance. You need to accept the fact there are some things in life you just won't be able to do. And I know that sounds hard, but it's called tough love for a reason, because it's not easy. You need to radically accept your situation, and whether you like therapy or not,
I'm
you need to
telling you
get
right
the
now,
help you need.
I
You need
can't
to get
accept-
help.
I can't accept the fact that people do not understand and are discounting the way that they treat me.
No, Faith, no. No. I'm talking to you like a grown adult. I'm not calling you names. I'm not accusing you. I am talking to you as someone with a disability, as a mother of someone with a disability.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Rebel.
I literally called you a single name.
Rebel is 100% right.
I
I'm
never
sorry,
called
Faith.
you a single
Rebel,
name.
you can't
I have
discount
my
that
own
there-
disabilities,
that
which
I
I did
have-
not bring into the factor. I have my son and my nephew.
Perception is truth. Do you not understand that?
Perception is not truth.
Yes,
Perception
it
is
is.
how you
it's not.
perceive something. That is not truth. Facts
Feelings-
are truth.
Yep. Feelings
Perception
are
is
not
how you view
facts.
something.
Perception is how you view something. So when you view something in the way
But that
you
is not
view
a fact, Faith. You're not
That
going
is
to argue
not.
circles.
It is no different than people screaming about genders.
And you called me a jerk for the
is.
other day because I said accountability.
Because
I
I've
said
taken it like 50
Let me talk.
times,
I said
Red.
accountability. I
I've
said
taken it 50
accountability
times.
because of how you talk and treat others.
I don't treat others poorly, not on here.
You called me a jerk for no reason. I've been nothing but nice to
poorly.
you.
That's not poorly. I called you a jerk because you were being one.
No, I wasn't. I said you need to hold yourself accountable. That's
And
what
I
people want from you.
am. I'm saying
But you're
I
not
am.
holding
You know what,
yourself
Faith?
accountable.
I'm just going to pray for you and your family because, Faith, you're heading down a very dark path and you have
Why
no
are you
idea
freaking
how
out?
scary. You have no idea how scary it is out in the real world for someone with
I do.
disabilities in the
And guess
state
what?
facility.
Guess what? If something happens to me, at least I'll be happy doing what I
No,
do.
Faith, you don't get to do what you think you get to do.
Yeah,
Faith.
I do.
Rebel, can I
Because
drop
they are
you?
not my
Faith.
guardian. They are not the person that is
Yes.
gonna
in
let you
charge of my life. They're not my guardian. They are my parents. And you're
They are
talking
your
about
guardian.
facts, they're not my guardian at all.
Rebel, can I drop
They
you?
are your guardian. That's the
No, they're
difference.
not.
They are your guardian. You can't
That's how
go.
that's how crazy you think that what you're saying is true.
They are your guardian, just like I am my son's guardian, and I will be
On
his whole
paper,
entire
they
life.
are not.
Hey, all right.
Who's your guardian then, Faith?
Me.
You can't be your own guardian.
Hold on.
Oh my
They
god.
have
Now
they
I'm
have
gonna
guardianship over her medical, but they don't have legal guardianship paper wise. But that changes state to state. Because they have medical guardianship over you, Faith, there are certain things that they can limit you from doing.
Yeah, I know.
Because at the end of the day, since they have that medical guardianship over you,
We
if
can
something
talk.
happens to you, then it's on them.
Rebel, can I drop you? I'm going to add someone.
Yeah, I already said yeah.
All right. Sorry, girl. I didn't hear you.
Faith, why is this an argument every single?
It's
this
not.
is like
I
once a
was
week.
just having a conversation and people decided to come up.
What's the conversation about?
I haven't talked to Mama Hala in a minute, so I was just having a basic conversation with her, and everyone got upset.
Okay,
And
well,
people,
Now it escalated to an argument, not a conversation.
It was the Greyhound conversation again. And then Faith asked her
No,
mom
I
a
was
question
giving
on
an
live
example,
without
right?
telling her that she's on live. Once again, even though we've talked about this 1,001 times.
Wait a minute.
Faith, what are you doing?
I want to say this. Faith, you do this all the time for the views. You need to stop it.
Shut up.
No, shut up. Listen to me.
You just
No, shut up.
me,
Listen to me.
fucking weirdo.
No, listen to me. Listen to me. You do this for the views.
Oh, fuck off.
You're putting your parents. No,
Fuck
you're putting
off.
your parents
My
through
parents
so much
are
shit.
great people.
No, and they are great people, and they don't deserve this, and they do not deserve this.
Boobies, who are
They
you
do
to
not
speak?
deserve
You're in the
this.
same situation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Boobies, the stuff
No.
I've seen on you, you have no room to
You're
say
I am
a
not.
single
I am
word.
You
not.
are
You have
disgusting.
no room to
human
say a
being.
single word.
No,
You're
no,
a piece
no.
of shit.
You know what? Don't try to
Boobies.
Faith.
You're a
gaslight
piece
me.
of shit.
Do
Faith,
not
just
try
ignore her.
to gaslight me. Do not try to
You are a
gaslight me.
piece of shit.
Do not
Why
try
are
to
you
gaslight
doubting
me. No.
yourself?
You know what?
You're a great
Faith,
You know what?
person.
I'm not
ignore
doubting
her.
myself. I am not doubting
That's
myself.
what
I'm not doubting
gaslighting means,
myself.
boobies.
But I've never, no, I've never treated my parents the way you
It
have.
doesn't matter. It's not
I have
your life.
never treated my parents the way you have.
It's not your
You
life.
scam
boobies.
people out of money.
It's not your
You've
life.
actually asked
boobies.
people if
It's
I
not
get
your
thrown
life,
in jail.
man.
Will you
It's
come
not your
in
life.
and will
Stop
you come
crying
in and
about
get
it.
me
It's
out?
not your life.
I'm not crying about anything. I'm not
Well,
crying
then
about
stop.
anything.
Why are you here?
But you quit getting up here. No, quit getting up
It's
here.
my
Quit
life, you
scamming
dumb
people.
asshole. It's my life.
What? But it's your parents too, and you
No,
know, they're
it's
in their
not.
last
This
years.
is mine.
Yes,
This
it
is
is.
mine.
You're
Yeah, I'm not
bringing
gonna lie.
your
This is
shit.
Faith. Why don't you just go battle for Live Fest? What are you doing?
Because
She
people-
wants.
Why is this
she wants
every
the
fucking
views.
day?
No,
Because
Nothing
she
is
wants
gonna
the
change.
views.
having a
She opened
conversation.
up her own. She opened up her own.
Boobies,
case
I
with the-
understand.
with the
I
people.
understand. You're right. You're
Okay,
correct.
you're
but
right,
the
but
stuff
you know
I have
what?
seen on you, you
I
have
don't
no
care
room
what
to
you
say a
see
word.
on me. I don't care what you see on
Okay,
me.
so
and
you're
everything.
being a
No,
hypocrite.
I do
then.
not care what you see on me and what you hear.
You're a
You only hear bits
disgusting
and
human
pieces.
being. Even spicy.
No,
knows
Faith,
that.
that's you. No, Faith, that's you. Quit reflecting
All
on
right,
yourself.
this girl's done.
Okay,
All right.
because I take care of my
Bye,
father.
boobies.
I take care of my family. No, you
No,
buy.
you don't.
You buy.
You don't
buy
take
your.
care of your family. You just suck
yes,
off
I do.
everyone.
No, I don't. I take care of my family.
What
I
family?
do.
You
Faith,
don't even take
what
care of yourself.
Okay.
Oh, I don't. I
No.
don't. Yes, I do.
What?
Faith, but I do.
Go take
but
care
I
of
do.
yourself
Faith.
then. Why are you here?
Faith. Because
Because
I'm
what?
sick of you acting
You're not
victim.
welcome here.
Who is what?
You're not welcome in my life.
I'm not
Faith
in your
is
life,
not in
and
your
I'm in
life.
Mama's life. Just like Mama, I didn't realize you were a streamer.
I come on
Stop
sometimes.
kissing.
You know, just like
Stop.
you're disgusting.
Okay.
You're
Fuck you
disgusting.
too.
No. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray,
Fuck
dear
you,
Heavenly
bitch.
Father.
All right,
Dear
pray for
Heavenly
her.
Father,
and pray
dear
for her.
Heavenly
and
Father.
that's that.
You know, I don't know who you are, but you're not gonna
Fuck
tell
you.
me what to do. What? Dear Heavenly Father, I bring
So Faith got pissed off and ended the live.